Hi everybody, today I'm going to be talking about blonde hair toners and all of the different toners that I've used over the years, whether that was to neutralize any brassy shades in my hair, the oranges and the yellows, or just to achieve a certain tone of blonde. I will try to include photos if I can find some of what my hair looked like when my hair was toned those toners. I just want to say as a disclaimer that everybody's hair is different and your results will not be the same as my results, and it really depends on a lot of different factors of how it's going to turn out. It depends on how dry your hair is, how damaged your hair is, what level of lightness your hair is, whether it's even or patchy, whether you have highlights, lowlights, or whether it's all one color. There are so many variables. My results might not be your results, but I will be telling you guys my experiences, my favorite toners, which ones worked, which ones worked best for certain hair situations, and hopefully this will help you guys learn a little bit about these products and maybe where you should start if you're thinking about toning your hair. Now grab a snack because I have a feeling this video will be kind of long, and let's get started with the ever so popular Wella hair toners. I will go through all the colors that I've used, let you know my thoughts and my experiences. So this is a T11 shade. It is classified as lightest beige blonde. So it's definitely more of a wheat blonde, if you can picture that shade. This, in my opinion, needs to be used on at least level 9 hair. So if you have a spectrum, 1 is like black hair and 10 is like pretty much platinum blonde. It definitely transforms pale yellow, but is not going to do a whole lot if your hair has some like medium toned orange stuff, except for it might darken your orangey bits. But if your hair is pale yellow with slight gold pieces, this is gonna really make a nice natural wheaty blonde. It is one of my favorite toners. Now for T28, that's gonna be a very natural sandy blonde, so less wheat and more sand, so a little bit warmer but also a little more natural too. Think Taylor Swift blonde. It can help to neutralize orangey stuff, so it can be used on level 8 hair, which is kind of a light medium blonde. I find that was my favorite toner when I had kind of patchier, slightly darker, duller blonde, and you just want like an all over nice blonde color, but you're not too worried about having that platinum blonde, because T28 I don't find is really the perfect shade for like a platinum or super light blonde. But if you have like a darker blonde going on and you just want to help neutralize it and even a note, T28 is a really nice shade. Now T18, the most popular one on YouTube, everybody uses it. A lot of people mix the T18 with the T11 that I have here to make more of a neutrally cool blonde. But the T18 on its own is definitely an icy blonde. It turns purple when it's on your hair, but it definitely washes out. It doesn't turn your hair purple. Unless, of course, you have super white, dry, damaged hair. It might stain your hair purple for a few washes, but anyway, it definitely is really good at neutralizing super yellow tones in your hair. I would say you'd have to use this on a level 9 or 10 hair just to banish the yellow tones. It's not going to do a whole lot for your super orangey hair. It might darken it and dull it and tone it down, so you might get like a nicer shade with it, but it's not going to give you that like white, really icy blonde unless you have like a level 9 or 10 hair already. T14, I have used T14 mixed with T18, mixed with T11, also just by itself. T14 is definitely more of a gray silver tone. It's not really purple. It's definitely going to give you that like super ashy, silvery, gray toned hair. You can use that on level 8, 9, or 10 hair. Obviously, it's going to be different depending on how light your hair is. If you have a level 10 hair, it's going to give it a really icy, gray, steely color. If you have level 8 hair, it's going to make it a little bit of a darker gray hair, but either way, if like the gray tones are what you're going for, T14 is really good. It's definitely blue undertones, so if you have more orangey in your hair, the T14 is really going to help out. But if you don't want a super slate gray hair, maybe just mix a little bit of the T14 in with like a T11 or a T28 or a T18, just so it's not super gray. But yeah, really great for orangey tones. Now Wella toners, they are the permanent liquid formula, but Wella also has a gel, you know, permanent color formula, which you can use in place of toners as long as your hair is light enough. And I have used the Wella permanent gel color in Satin Blonde, which is a really, really beautiful neutral with just a tad of gold in it. It's really like the perfect light neutral blonde. I absolutely love that color. I've also tried the Wella permanent gel in the shade Nordic Blonde, which is definitely a silvery, cool toned color, but it does have some gray in it. So if you're not really looking for like the grayish look, maybe skip the Nordic Blonde, or at least mix it in with something a little more neutral. Now I want to move on to Redken, because I have gotten my hair toned at the salon with different Redken formulas before. So if you're going to the salon, you might want to ask for one of these formulas. The one I have on my hair right now is Redken Shadesy Q 9NB, which stands for neutral beige, and then they added just a little bit of 9T into it, which is a titanium silvery gray toner. Although I've washed my hair a few times since I went to the salon, so I feel like the coolness really isn't there anymore, and it's definitely more of a neutral beige level 9 all over, which I actually really like because I'm not a super fan of like really cool toned hair, but I don't want to be like super like gold either. I've also tried the Redken 9GI, which stands for gold iridescence, and I will insert a photo of me with that hair. That's actually the toner I had on my hair first when I got it bleached recently, but it was just too like Gwen Stefani gold, pale gold, if you know what I mean. But if you're going for that look, the 9GI is really pretty, and the iridescence gives definitely a little bit more shine. I've also had my hair toned with 9V, which is more of like an icy, cool, purpley toned toner. Don't know if I have any photos of me with that, because that would have been like 6 years ago. But if you're looking for more of that ashy, purpley, super cool toned look, then 9V would be really beautiful. Now I do have a video, I'll link that down below, of me toning my hair with this Ion Color Brilliance Intensive Shine Demi permanent hair color, where I mixed a golden shade and a neutral shade together, and overall it definitely neutralized some of my brassy bits, but I also felt like it dulled my hair. So I'm not sure if I would use this Ion Color Brilliance color again, unless I had super platinum hair and I wouldn't have to worry about it, you know, maybe dulling some of the darker orangey spots. But they do have a lot of different colors to choose from, and I did feel like it did not damage my hair, so I did like that. Now I also have a video on this brand here. This is the Vero K-Pak Color Intensity Semi-Permanent Color in Titanium, and it just comes out straight up kind of a dark gray color. And in that video, which I'll link down below, I mixed this with a ton of conditioner to dilute it, and it's really great for adding a neutral ashy shade to dark blonde or super light brown hair. So if you have kind of brassy light brown or kind of like orangey dark blonde hair, all you have to do, mix this with a ton of conditioner like I did in my video, put it all over the hair, and it just adds like a silvery ashy gray glaze. Doesn't turn your hair gray, I mean, unless you just use it by itself. But as long as you dilute the crap out of it, it just adds like this ashy, beautiful glaze on top, and it just really helps to get rid of like those like orangey, like dark, brassy shades. Also is like virtually no damage because it is semi-permanent and it does wash out. So you will have to keep applying this maybe like every couple weeks if you want to keep it up, but it's really great for the dark, brassy hair. Also from the same brand, I've got this Vero K-Pak Permanent Color, also from the brand Joico, and this is in Silver Intensifier. I think that's toothpaste. a hair dye. Like it kind of looks like it got brown in there. I added this into a same brand. It was like level 8 beige blonde, and I'll show a picture of what it looked like. So it wasn't a bad color or anything, but it just really wasn't what I was going for. So just keep in mind that these Joico Vero K-Pak permanent colors tend to come out darker than what they say. Like a level 8 really came out more like a level 7 for me, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, if you're looking for like a darker blonde shade, this silver intensifier mixed with the 8 beige blonde, I think it was, that was a nice shade, just not really what I was going for. Manic Panic. I don't have the Virgin Snow, I think it's called, the actual like platinum blonde toner. It does come in a jar just like this one, which is like a purpley blue color. And the Manic Panic Virgin Snow toner, that definitely does make your hair more of a platinum white color, but it won't do anything to like darker yellow or like kind of orangey bits. It will only tone what's already super, super platinum blonde, but maybe you just want it to be slightly more white. So keep that in mind. If you have patchiness or like darker brassy bits, it's not going to do anything to the darker parts. Same with the Punky color that you can buy in Canada. I'm not sure if you can get that in the States, but it's the same idea where it's like a vegan, bright semi-permanent color. They have a platinum blonde toner version of it as well. Same thing, works for super, super, super light hair, but it's not gonna do anything to like darker, brassier parts. I've also bought, as you can see here, this is like a purple blue color, and I have mixed a dab of this in with conditioner and put that all over my hair to tone my hair. And it does work, but it definitely also darkens your hair a little bit. It's not going to brighten it or lighten it at all. It's just going to tone down the orange or the yellow bits of your hair. So if you have more orange in your hair, get a blue color or bluey purple color, mix that with conditioner. Just like literally just like a little finger dab with like a whole cup of conditioner is what you're gonna need. If your hair is more yellow, then get more of a purple lilac shade. Again, just a little finger dab and then a crap ton of conditioner. Now, another thing people do is use purple shampoo, and while that does help to an extent, I also find that excessive use of purple shampoo dulls my hair as well. It's really not my absolute favorite method. I know a lot of people, and myself included, have taken the purple shampoo, put it straight on like pretty much dry or damp hair, left it on for like an hour and then rinsed it out. That definitely does help to neutralize some of the brassy shades, but keep in mind it might stain your really, really light ends or highlights or whatever. It might stain it purple for a couple days. Also keep in mind that it might darken some of your darker orangey parts, because while it is neutralizing the color, it's like in order to do that it has to darken it, because if it's not going to lighten it, so it just kind of darkens it a little bit. But if your only goal is getting rid of orange parts, the purple shampoo definitely does help a little bit. Wish I had this with me. It's actually in my car. I don't know why it's in my car, but I'm too lazy to go get it right now. And it is the Blond Brilliance brand. Also, you can get that from Sally's toner in Misty Rose, which is like a really warm toned, super light pink color. If you have super white hair, it will definitely turn your hair pink. But if you have kind of maybe a shade like mine or just a little bit darker, it'll just kind of add a slight misty pink color to your hair. It will wash out after a few weeks, but it just kind of is a little bit of a fun toner if you're going for that more blushy hue. And the last thing I want to mention is this Fanci-full rinse. Also the Roux rinse in like the silver bottle that you can get at Sally's, same deal. It's literally like a stain for your hair, and I have a video on this, I'll link that down below as well. And you literally just get out of the shower, your hair is kind of damp, and you just pour this all over your hair, massage it in, and let it dry. So you can just let it air dry, or you can blow dry it. You don't rinse it out, and it just stains your hair whatever color you want. This one is Frivolous Fawn, which is kind of like a dark blonde, light brown, you can get dark brown, you can get silver. So if your hair is like super platinum blonde, you can get the silver toner, put that all over, and it's gonna give your hair like a really pretty silver gray effect. A lot of people use that if they don't want to further damage their hair. It's actually an amazing product because it doesn't feel like you have something on your hair. Once it dries, it just feels like hair, it doesn't transfer. It's really an amazing product, and I used this when my hair was so patchy and uneven, but it was so damaged that I didn't want to dye it again. So I did this for a couple months actually, and it was really, really a lifesaver. But like I said, they come in silver, gray, like pure white. So if you have really, really blonde hair and you don't want to damage it, then you could do something a little more temporary. This washes out every time you wash your hair, but it's super easy to apply and is a lifesaver if you don't want to damage your hair further. Okay, I think that's it. I probably have tried a couple more, but that's all I really want to talk about. Those were, I think, a lot of the most popular ones, and I hope that helped you maybe decide which ones you want to try. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please let me know your suggestions in the comments below so that other people can take advantage of you know, each other's experiences and knowledge. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for watching, and you can all subscribe. I put new videos, usually 2 or 3 out every single week, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.